Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
All right, we're talking about the cell versus the organ versus the tissue. We're talking about inflammation and microinflammation. All this has to do with the idea of distinctions. Doctors focus on symptoms. They focus on organs. Health is about the cell. This is a major primary distinction. If you want to be healthy, if you're dealing with a health challenge, if you're sick of being on prescription drugs, this is a major distinction that can save your life. Certainly can add years to your life. Focus on the cell. Doctors can't do it because the cell doesn't allow the doctor. The cell rejects the doctor. And because disease is at the level of the cell, there's nothing a doctor can do. Degenerative disease. Doctors focus on the big picture inflammation, while health and the lack of health is about the microinflammation, the invisible inflammation. Yesterday we called it inflammaging because it's responsible for the aging process. Degenerative disease is aging. It's just a different kind of aging. It's an accelerated aging. So microinflammation, cell inflammation is inflammaging, and it's the kind of inflammation that's associated with our breakdown, with our degeneration. From the journal Public of Library of Science, pathogens, quote, ongoing heightened activity of the immune system, which is inflammation, has been linked to many diseases, including asthma, diabetes, and heart disease. In the aging immune system, healthy responses are weaker, and chronic inflammation is common, unquote. You don't see the inflammation. It's not swelling. It's invisible inflammation. And inflammation means attack. Inflammation means the body's protecting itself from something. I don't know how much clearer this can be. This is as clear as it gets. And if we understand the quote, if we understand that immune system responses are weaker and chronic inflammation is common in the aged and the sick, if we understand this, really understand it, we now know more than our doctor, who thinks that restoring our health is about lowering our cholesterol, or restoring our health is about making sure our LDL or HDL or TSH or whatever marker they're using is in the right reference range. That's how they do it. They use reference ranges, normal ranges, based on statistics, actuarial tables. If we apply the wisdom of this idea that behind all breakdown is inflammation and attack, we'll be free. We will free ourselves from the shackles of the medical tyranny, from our doctor, from the pharmaco-medical tyranny that wants us to be its ward, wants us to be its babies, wants to be our daddies. This is what the doctor wants to be, our daddies. That's why I say, my doctor told me, my doctor ordered me, my doctor wants me. Just substitute daddy. My daddy wants me. This is what they want us to think. They want us to think that our doctor is our daddy and that health is too complicated for us little people, that we have to go to the doctor to check out, to be checked out. By the way, government's the same way. It's called infantilizing, making you into an infant. That's what it does. It makes us into infants. It infantilizes us. The president is our daddy. Our doctor is our daddy. This is what the president is. He's the national daddy, and they're all running to be the national daddy. Did you see Sarah Palin yesterday? Oh my goodness. And Donald Trump, that's another story. I wish I had a political show. Holy moly. What a freak show that is. Donald Trump, Sarah Palin, holy moly. Are you kidding me? 2 Corinthians. This medical model, it's not just egregious. It's not just twisted. It doesn't just want our souls. It wants our money, our energy. It wants our will to live while it enriches itself like a parasitic virus, which it is. The pharmaco-medical model is a parasitic virus. Contributes nothing, like a parasite, just sucks our blood. I'm talking the pharmaco-medical model. It is not our friends. I'm not talking surgery or emergency surgery. I'm not talking about repairing something that's broken. Obviously, that needs to happen. I'm not even talking about antibiotics. Occasionally, those are necessary. But I'm talking about this idea that somehow the medical model can take care of our autoimmune diseases or our deficiency diseases or our cancers or our heart diseases. From Benjamin Rush. This idea is ancient. Not ancient necessarily. Well, probably ancient. Alexander the Great said on his deathbed, I am dying from the hand of too many doctors. It's Alexander the Great, 600 BC or 400 BC. Benjamin Rush, 1780. Unless we put medical freedom into the Constitution, the time will come when medicine will organize into an undercover dictatorship. Think I'm making this up? Am I being hyperbolic? Am I exaggerating? This is Benjamin Rush. He was a doctor, and he also signed the Declaration of Independence, and he called it he said it will become an undercover dictatorship, which it is now, to restrict the art of healing to one class of men. Chiropractors know this. Any alternative practitioner knows they better not diagnose. I know I get letters all the time. I know you can't diagnose because the word is out. Doctors have a monopoly, even though Benjamin Rush warned us about this 300 years ago. All right, I'm Pharmacist. So, Benjamin Rush, Thomas Jefferson, founding fathers, they all warned us about this, about the situation we're confronting now, about the situation we're confronting with the hegemony, the tyranny of the medical model, the government as well, Obamacare. Have you noticed what's happening with prescription drugs, by the way? Have you seen all the new prescription drugs that are out there now? Since Obamacare, do you know that the pharmaceutical companies are set to have a ridiculously banner decade, according to CBS Money Watch? Spending on prescription medicine by U.S. patients may rise 41% to as much as, this is unbelievable, $480 billion by 2018. You know, when we get Obamacare and we get our meds paid for us, there's still sales for the drug companies. Somebody's paying for that stuff. Excuse me. Medicaid prescriptions up 25% in states that expanded Medicaid coverage compared to states that didn't, 2.8%, compared to 2.8% in states that didn't. 25% jump in prescriptions, which are already ridiculously high. Do you think Obamacare is there for the people? Do you think Obamacare is about us? Have you seen these new cancer drugs and hepatitis drugs? They're going for $1,000 a dose. The average American is spending $10,000, nearly $10,000 a year on medical expenses. By far and away, tops in the list of developed countries. Every year it goes up. Every year profits go up. Health spending is now $3 trillion. What? What does that even mean? A trillion, by the way. I mean, we hear these numbers all the time now, so it doesn't mean anything. If you take a grain of sand and compare it to an Olympic-sized swimming pool, that's a trillion. A trillion is the difference between an Olympic-sized swimming pool and a grain of sand. That's a big number, folks. Health spending, $3 trillion in 2014, and it's not going down, it's going up. And this is all since Obamacare. What do you think, it's an accident? Obamacare is not about the people. Obamacare is not about me and you. Yeah, I know if you have something catastrophic, and I believe in catastrophic insurance, you don't want to be broken because you got a disease. But this idea that we have to have some insurance companies, we have to be insured for our day-to-day health issues, it's obscene. Since the passage of Obamacare, the top 32 executives of the top 5 insurance companies have reaped in, get this, $484 million in cash compensation and stock options. $500 million since Obamacare passed 2 years ago, or what is it now, 5 years ago, 2010 it passed. This is craziness, you guys. Watch TV for an hour a night and see all the new drugs that are out there, and they're not different. They're not all that different. There's they have a new class of drugs or new dosage form, but they're basically all the same thing. Diabetes is a big one now. Oh man, they love diabetes. They milk us. They just, that's an opportunity to milk us big time. 25 new anti-diabetes drugs have come out since 2012, and what's it done for? What happened to our diabetes epidemic? It's done now. It's all better, and we're all cured, and we're all reversing diabetes because of these 25 new anti-diabetes drugs. Do we really need 25 new drugs for a disease caused by eating and sugar? Is any of this going to reverse diabetes? The ultimate example of this sneakiness, this twistedness, is this drug called Invokana. They're all bad. I just pick on Invokana because of their catchphrase. You're going to love your numbers. I think that is so nasty and so in your face Oh, we can't do anything for your health, but you're going to love your numbers. Oh, forget it. Don't worry about the side effects, though. And there are a bunch, too. Have you noticed an absolute explosion in anti-diabetic drugs as pharmaceutical companies fall all over themselves, trip all over themselves, trying to exploit the misery, the human misery associated with this classic lifestyle disease called diabetes, which is the third leading cause of death? Actually, if you factor in heart disease and cancer, it's probably the number one cause of death. It's certainly a leading cause of misery. According to the Transparency Market Research Company, the global market for diabetes management accounted for $41 billion in 2010, soon to be $114 billion by next year, or by this year, by 2016. This is a report that came out in 2010. So, of course, everyone wants a piece of the pie. Never mind that these things are poisons. And I am sorry, I'm just going to call it like it is. They're poisons. There's no, aside from number changes, you're not getting healthier, you're only getting poisoned. Yes, they're purveyors of poison, drug companies. They ultimately will kill you. They'll certainly accelerate your demise, and they will never reverse illness, which is what you want them to do. Hopefully, that's what you want them to do. According to the Transparency Market Research Company, biotech firms are developing and testing new therapeutic formulations and experimenting with a range of delivery systems. Pens, syringes, sponges, oral pills, of course, capsules and tablets. Last month, a new one came out, an inhaler. It's called a Frieza. It's an inhaled insulin. Diabetes, leading cause of death, or one of the leading causes of death, is an eating disease. It's a food disease, and there's no drug or doctor in the world that can reverse an eating disease. They can lower your test scores. They can lower your insulin and blood sugar by poisoning it, not by food, not by doing it lifestyle-wise, by poisoning it. But Invokana says you're going to love your numbers. This is so rude. According to drugwatch.com, Invokana is going to be a blockbuster. It's going to earn J&J, Johnson & Johnson, $1 billion a year in sales. Every dollar ensuring that not only will we be in love with our numbers, but so will Johnson & Johnson. That's what they should be telling you. Johnson & Johnson's going to love the numbers. How is it that this Invokana, this magical drug, Invokana, creates this wonderful world where we all love our numbers? How is it that it works? Well, it's this new class. It's a new class of anti-diabetes drugs. All the old diabetes drugs, they work with insulin and sugar. But no, Invokana, this is high-tech at work. Invokana poisons the kidneys. New place to poison the body. Now we're going to poison the kidneys. Usually they work with the liver. Now we're going to poison the kidneys. Or sometimes they'll work with the pancreas. Now we're going to poison the kidneys, though. Invokana poisons the kidneys. Yes, I said poison. That's what it does. It poisons the kidneys to force them to dump out glucose that they don't want to dump out. Under ordinary circumstances, glucose or sugar is conserved. Remember, for millions of years, there wasn't a lot of sugar around. So the body has evolved a system for conserving sugar. And one of these mechanisms involves holding on to sugar at the kidney level. We'll finish up when we come back from our break and take your phone calls. Yes, I'm a little ticked off today. I've been ticked off for a couple of days about this whole scam. I get the phone calls. I get the letters from people who have been on the drugs and aren't getting better. I'm watching people disintegrate. This is from Pediatrics, Journal Pediatrics. Prenatal exposure to asthma drugs may boost autism risk. Prenatal exposure to commonly used asthma drugs may increase the risk for autism spectrum disorder, new research shows. Investigators found that asthma drugs used during pregnancy are associated with more autism. Are you surprised? How can you be surprised? There's no way you cannot have side effects here. This is from JAMA Internal Medicine. Low heart rate on heart rate reducing meds leads to higher cardiovascular disease and death risk. No kidding. You shut down your heart and you have a higher risk of dying. Are you kidding? I am surprised. Of course, your doctor doesn't know this. Otherwise, he wouldn't be giving you a beta blocker, because that's what those do, or a calcium channel blocker, because that's what those do. If you hear the word blocker or inhibitor or suppressor or anti, stay away. Invokana. I was going to tell you about Invokana. I'm going to say this for tomorrow. I'm going to talk about Invokana. This one really ticks me off. Love your numbers. Talk about the side effect. We'll talk about how this thing works. And we'll talk about toxicity. But remember, this is the bright side. This is the good news. as twisted, as perverted, as evil as this pharmacomedical model is, the institution of medicine is, not the individuals necessarily, the institution is evil, there's still the good news, which is that the body is a healing and regenerating system designed divinely to heal and renew itself day to day, moment to moment, minute to minute. And it does it. Every time we cut ourselves, this is our testimony. It's like the rainbow. In the Bible, the rainbow is a testimony that God will never destroy the world again. Well, when you cut yourself and it heals, that's your body's testimony that you can regenerate and that you can, the body can turn it around. And nobody has to suffer with the misery of a chronic degenerative disease, whatever that is. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's go to Anna in London. Is that across the pond, London? London? Is that England? London? Hello there, Anna. Do we have Anna? Anna. I hate to leave.
Hello?
Hi, Anna. Oh, I think we're going to put Anna back on hold. Anna, can you hear me? I don't know where Anna went. I'm sorry, Anna. Call back. We'll get you first up if you call back, Anna. I can't hear you. I don't know if you're talking to me or what, but I can't hear you. Brian in Kentucky, what's up? Brian in Kentucky. I wonder if this is me messing up here. Brian? Do we got Brian? Brian, I hear you. I hear your phone. You're running to the phone, Brian. I'm going to put you back on hold, Brian. I don't know if hey, Blake, is that us or is that the callers? All right, I'm going to get one more. See, John in Michigan.
Hello.
Hey, John.
Hello?
What's up, John? How you doing, John?
Hello.
Oh my goodness. You guys at the network.
Hello.
Yes, I know. I hear you, John, but you don't hear me. John? No, John. Okay. Let's get a full. John.
Yes.
Hey. I'm sorry about that.
Sorry, Ben.
I'm sorry too.
I have a question on the ulcerative colon. I believe there's a gentleman that's done research on GMOs, and since 1985, all these conditions have increased because of what the GMOs do to the gut and allow for leaky gut, and which creates most of these, like the inflamed colon, like Len Fry had.
It could easily be a factor. I don't know. I haven't seen anything definitive, but the chemistry logic makes sense. It could easily be a problem. GMOs are a big problem, and guess what? The toothpaste is out of the tube. They're all over the place, as we knew would happen. So, again, like yesterday, we were talking about how toxic our environment is. It's just something we have to live with. Protect yourself with supplementation. Eat as little calories as possible. Disengage from the machine. Disengage from the corporate machine by eating less food, supplementing, and by making sure you're eating correctly. I'm sorry, John.
One more thing, with rheumatoid arthritis, I was just reading too where curcumin helps suppress some of the symptoms, but I've heard a long time back that doxycycline for taking for a year would help eliminate it from the system because it's a virus. It's not.
No, it's not a virus. There is a bacteria that's involved, a mycoplasma they call it. But here's the thing: low levels of antibiotics are a recipe for disaster, and I cannot, for the life of me, understand why anybody who understands anything about pharmacy or pharmacology would ever do this to a person. What happens is the bacteria mutate. There may be bacteria present, but they're secondary. Rheumatoid arthritis is an immune disease caused by something that's getting into the blood chronically and regularly, and it's always associated with other autoimmune diseases. Is mycoplasma or bacteria or invaders involved? Maybe, but as long as you put the stuff in the blood through the digestive system, leaky gut, etc., you're going to have an immune response. And low levels of antibiotics are a very bad pharmacy strategy. Every pharmacist learns this first day of pharmacy school, first semester of pharmacy school. Never stay on an antibiotic, and absolutely never stay on a low dose of an antibiotic, because that's perfect for mutation, for resistance, for bacterial resistance. Does that make sense, John?
That's what I thought, and I would say fermented foods and kefir.
Now you're talking.
I think the Jordan Rubin cured himself.
Yes, Jordan Rubin cured himself. He didn't use antibiotics. He didn't use doxycycline. He cured himself.
He used
Kefir, fermented foods, bacteria. He wrote about it 15 years ago. He wrote about it.
And when I was out in California in the Russian store that sold food, Russian foods, they had a whole selection of kefirs. So these people know from the old school what works really well.
Good job, John. Youngevity has a whole line of Jordan Rubin products, the Beyond Organic products, probiotic cheese. I haven't talked about them for a while, but they're amazing. I use them myself. He's got a product called the Suero V, which is a fermented whey product. I mean, Jordan is a beautiful guy and a brilliant scientist when it comes to understanding how the digestive tract works. But he's also got a heck of a lot of great products and a ranch. He sold his company and bought himself a ranch where he actually breeds cattle to produce milk that doesn't have allergens in it, or has.
That's the A2 cow.
Yes, correct.
Dr. Richard Olry up here in Hillman, Michigan, at emineral.info explains the A1, A2 conflict with milk products. And
right, there's a great
cow that he has, and I'm drinking kefir right now from a cow is A2. So
good for you, John. Hey, thanks for your call. I'm going to motivate here, buddy. Okay. Thanks for your call. Have a beautiful day. All right, Brian. Let's see if we get you back on here, Brian. You there?
Hello,
Brian.
Ben.
Hey, Brian.
Hey.
Hey. What's up?
I just had a question about vitamins A, E, D, and K you were talking about.
DEEK.
Yeah.
D-E-A-K. DEEK. Yes, the fatty vitamins. What were you going to ask?
The ones you get at Walmart, like I forgot what brand it is, the cheaper, inexpensive ones. What's your opinion on those?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. For the most part, they're going to be very similar, but you just never know. Walmart's a big company. You'd think that they would be on the level. There was just an interesting show on Frontline. Yes, you ever hear that show, Frontline, on PBS? They did a show on supplements and the problem with supplements, and it can be an issue. This is one of the neat things about Youngevity and knowing your company. Knowing the company you buy your supplements from. That's always the best way to do it. Walmart's a big company. You're probably not going to have too much of an issue, but you will have a problem with getting the right types of the nutrients. For example, when it comes to vitamin K, we talked yesterday about K2 versus K1. You're not going to find necessarily the right types of vitamin K, not the K2, or the zinc picolinate, or the selenium yeast. You'll find the cheapo kind. Hang on, Brian. We'll finish up when we come back. We're talking to Brian in Kentucky about supplements. Brian, you there?
Yes.
Yeah, as far as the quality of the supplements in a store like Walmart or Walgreens, you can pretty much assume they're going to be of decent quality. The thing is, you're not going to get the good forms of the nutrients at the big box stores. That would be my only concern. Now, as far as other companies go, you got to be careful. This is one of the neat things about Youngevity is you know what you're getting. We stand behind the products. The people who are involved with the company stand right behind the products. We're in the front. You don't see the manufacturers or the owners or the developers or the formulators for most companies, but with Youngevity, you see us. So that's one of the advantages to getting your nutritional supplements from Youngevity, even though you're going to pay, it's a network marketing model, so you're going to pay more for them. Does that answer your question, Brian?
It sure does.
Okay, yeah. Good deal. Thank you so much for your call. Appreciate it. All right, let's go back to I think, London, England. Is that right, Anna? Are you there?
Yes. Hi. How are you?
Hi. Are you in the UK?
I am, yes.
Oh, good deal. What time is it over there? Are you staying up late for us?
It's 5 p.m., so not that late.
Okay, good deal. How can I help you?
I'm calling because my husband has been suffering from peeling, chapped, crusty lips for over 20 years now.
Oh, something's wrong, Anna. He's got to have other symptoms too.
He has a lot of other
digestive symptoms, guaranteed. I'm not psychic, but I'm telling you, I know how this works. And by the way, I don't know if you've heard this, you heard me talk about this, but I started off my career as a pharmacist working for Blistex. Have you heard? Who Blistex? You know Blistex over there in UK? Well, I made a lot of Blistex. I made a lot of lip products, and I studied the lips a lot, and I know a lot about the lips. And the lips are actually very interesting skin. The lips on the skin are different from the lips in anywhere else in the body. The lips and the skin are, if you think about it, they stick out from your face, so they're subject to more abuse. And so nature has provided the lips with an extra amount of moisturizers and moisture factors. However, those moisture factors, like in the skin, on your arms or anywhere else in your body, just more extreme on the lips, they're fatty. So you want to think of a fat problem, and when I think of a fat problem that's going on for decades, like your husband, guaranteed there's an absorption issue at the gut level. It could be the liver, that could be the gallbladder, it could be the intestine. He has something like chronic diarrhea, probably IBS or ulcerative colitis symptoms, that kind of thing. Does that sound familiar, Anna?
Yeah, he definitely has digestive issues.
Okay, good. I'm not psychic. I'm just telling you how it works. So right away, you need to focus on the digestive system because he's got 20 years or probably more, really, of digestive problems, probably since he was a kid. How old is he?
He's 35.
Okay, so he's young. That's good news and bad news. He's too young. That's the bad news. And he's young, that he can recover, young enough to recover. That's the good news. Right away, start working on the gut. Probiotics. I don't know if you can get our longevity products over there, but if you can, the Nightly Essence, 9 a day. If you can't, find a good probiotic. You know what I mean when I say that, Anna? Probiotics?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
The best one you could find. Go multiple strains.
Tangy Tangerine now, so we just started that.
Get on the Nightly Essence, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 at night. Make sure he's using his ultimate enzymes after all his meals. Start eating more fatty foods with the ultimate enzymes. Use things that stimulate bile secretion, stomach bitters perhaps, Swedish bitters they call them, parsley at the beginning of meals, dandelion greens at the beginning of meals, things that are bitter at the beginning of meals. It's a great strategy for folks who want to stimulate bile. Lecithin with all his meals, you know what that is? L-E-C-I, lecithin. You can find that anywhere. To go for non-GMO, of course. Lecithin. There's so many different things you can do.
After meals or during?
With his meals sometime. Sometime with the meals. Make sure he's on his ultimate EFAs, 9 a day. That's a must-have. 20,000 IU of vitamin A day is a must-have. Not optional, especially if he's got these kinds of this kind of symptomology.
And is that in the BTT? Or
no, you have to get that extra. You'll have to get that extra. 50 milligrams of zinc picolinate a day. You'll have to get that extra.
Okay.
I would probably be tossing in some around 400 IU of vitamin E a day. If you can get A and D capsules, put a little pin in there, break it open, and use the A and D right on his lips.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm going to motivate here. That's tons of strategies, but I would really encourage you to take this very seriously. It's a bigger problem than just peeling lips.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Thanks so much for your call, Annie. Good luck. Okay, Chapman in South Carolina. Oh, we just lost Chapman. Chapman, I was about to get you, and you hung up. Let's go to Angela in Florida. What's up, Angela?
Hi, Ben. I have a question for you about a topical prescription drug, if you can tell me anything about it.
What's it called?
I got a sample of beta-chlorobenzone. Have you heard of this?
Betamethasone?
I think it's Clobetasol.
Spell the whole thing. Betaclo.
Beta space CLO.
Oh, that's a brand name. What's the generic? It's probably betamethasone. That sounds like that's the brand name of it. It's a steroid. What are you using it for?
On the face. I know it's for eczema, and when I used it, it made the face. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Made the face what?
It made for the first time my face feel like one sheet of skin and not porous or dull.
Got it. Here's the deal, Anna. They're shutting down your immune system. The skin is loaded with defensive mechanisms. One of those defensive mechanisms, or one of those defensive mechanisms, when it's activated, causes cells not to grow correctly. So it's a sign of defense. It can be compounded by a lack of fatty nutrients. Between those two factors, you've got your solution to eczema. Not just for Anna, by the way. Listeners, anybody out there dealing with eczema, between something getting into the body that's activating the immune system and problems with fats and fatty vitamins, you have your solution to eczema. The doctor's solution, what you're using, Angela, is to shut down the immune system. You can do that, and like you say, obviously if you shut down the immune system, you're not going to have inflammation, but that's not going to help you in the long run. It's not going to take care of the problem. If you have something getting into your blood through the digestive system that's activating an immune response in your skin, it's happening inside your body too. You're just not seeing it. And in the long run, only God knows what's going to happen. In terms of the immune system, you don't want to be messing around with that. Secondly, if you're deficient in vitamin A, and omega-3 fats and maybe even omega-6 fats, you're going to have deficiencies. You're going to have problems with deficiencies in terms of your bone, in terms of your hormones, in terms of wrinkles later on down the road. So you're not solving the problem. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you're getting all the fatty vitamins, kind of like our last caller with the peeling lips, all the fatty vitamins, particularly A and D. And also zinc. A, D, and zinc and I don't want to de-emphasize E and K, but A, D, and zinc primarily. 20,000 IU of A. Also, I would be using getting out in the sun. That helps. And also 5,000 IU maybe of vitamin D. And then 9 of your EFAs a day, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 at night. Probiotics to help you absorb the fats. And if you have any digestive problems, those need to be corrected. And I hope that helps you, my dear. I want to get one more call in, okay? Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. Thank you. Take care. All right, let's got Chapman back. What's up, Chapman?
Hey, Ben. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Is that your name, Chapman?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I like that. That's kind of cool. What's going on, Chapman? What's that?
I called you. I've talked to you before. I'm the chef from South Carolina that kind of cured herself of the rheumatoid.
I remember. You used digestive stuff. You cooked your way. You ate your way to curing yourself.
Yeah, that, and I supplement with a lot of your stuff. I do the BTT, and that's been really good. But a lot of these people, man, they got to cut out the grains.
A big problem. And
they got to get on the ghee. They got to eat pastured meats and the diet with the cheese and everything. They've got to get with the program and realize it's all bottom up stuff.
Chapman, I wish you would call.
Treat it from the top down, man.
Chapman, I want you to talk to me more. Can you call me tomorrow or call me sometime in the next few days so we can talk?
Yeah,
I got to go. I got one more call I want to get.
I'll call you early.
Call me at the beginning of the program.
I got a tiny bone I'm going to pick with you, but it's just tiny.
I want to hear it. I want to hear your bone. Okay.
All right, I'll give you a call back.
Okay, Chapman, thanks. Socrates, I'm sorry, I only got about a minute. What's going on? I love your name, though, Socrates.
That's all right, Ben. We've talked in the past. I just wanted to say, I think it's quite evident that you live your life intellectually honestly. And the first job that you ever had was Kmart, and in giving people antibiotics, you suggested probiotics, and they said, Ben, you're just not Kmart material.
Do you remember? Did I tell that on the air, or did you come to one of my talks? That's exactly what happened.
You told it on the air, and it's a story that really emanated with me because people actually, always struggle with their moral consequences of the actions that they're doing. And I think you really work Kmart material. I really did think that set you in the right direction.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's the last word. Thanks so much for calling and pointing that out. I appreciate that. Yeah, Kmart. That was a funny experience working at Kmart. Oh my goodness, Kmart Pharmacy. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thank you for listening, friends. We'll be back at you tomorrow. We'll talk some about Invokana. We'll get your phone calls, and we'll do all the good things that we do on the bright side every day. Thank you so much for being with us, and we will talk to you all later. Bye for now.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-403-4885. That's 1-800-403-4885. 1-800-403-4885. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors not available.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-403-4885. That's 1-800-403-4885. 1-800-403-4885. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Bad news, Americans. You're probably stockpiling for a disaster all wrong. When the big one comes, you'll need more than that poisonous, oversalted survival food you now see everywhere. There are 3 vital things that your survival food is missing, and it's the first thing to disappear from grocery stores. Go to superfoodradio.com now to see my story of how I nearly died when I was forced to live on a popular survival food. That's superfoodradio.com, and I'll show you how everything you've been told about survival food is dead wrong. Go to superfoodradio.com now.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, LibertyOnCall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to LibertyOnCall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's LibertyOnCall.org.
Registered pharmacist Ben Fuchs ensures he gets the best use of his mineral supplements by using Youngevity's Ultimate Enzymes.
If you start a nutritional supplement program and you find that you get loose stools more than you get any benefits from the supplements, there's a good chance that you're not absorbing the minerals. Now, here's the thing about minerals and mineral absorption. You need to have a functioning fat system. You need to have functioning bile. You need to have a well-functioning liver and a well-functioning gallbladder in order to get the benefits from nutritional supplements with minerals. It's very common that as we get older, we don't absorb fats, we don't utilize fats, and then you won't be utilizing or absorbing minerals either. I would be getting on the Ultimate Enzymes from Youngevity. I'd be making sure I was taking it with all my meals.
To get optimal use of your nutritional supplements, order Ultimate Enzymes from Youngevity by calling 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470 or on the web at brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com. Order today.
Worried about lead, fluoride, and other contaminants in your drinking water? Get a ProPure with the Pro 1G 2.0 cleanable reusable filter and remove up to 200 contaminants. Drink water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure products, including the new ProMax shower filter. There's a ProPure for you. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer for details or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com or 800-544-3533.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of slingbow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Heart disease kills over 600,000 Americans every year. For heart health, Ben Fuchs recommends CardioFX.
CardioFX is a source of the B-complex vitamins. There's 120 milligrams of vitamin C per dose. So you're going to get your vitamin C, you're going to get your B-complex in the CardioFX. The CardioFX is also a source of sulfur in the form of N-acetylcysteine. Sulfur deficiency can lead to elevated homocysteine, and it is thought to be one of the major reasons why vegetarians are at higher risk in some countries and based on some studies for heart disease than folks who eat animal protein. It has something to do with the lower sulfur content of vegetarian diets, and you will get sulfur in the form of N-acetylcysteine in the CardioFX product. N-acetylcysteine can be converted into taurine. So all in all, it's a pretty well-rounded cardiovascular nutritional supplement.
Concerned about heart health? Order CardioFX by calling 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. Or on the web at brightsideben.com.
Looking for that edge during those intimate moments? We see many ads for enhancement, but the side effects include death. At GCN Team, we should change the Healthy Body, Brain, and Heart Pack to the Healthy Libido Pack. The brain and heart are not the only organs that require a healthy vascular system. For proper blood flow at the right moment, go to GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
Remember Pearl Harbor. Now you can buy, for the first time ever, the 75th anniversary Pearl Harbor legal tender solid gold coin from the U.S. Money Reserve. Call 1-800-329-6700 right now or go online to usmoneyreserve.com. 1-800-329-6700.
Hi, Pat Matthews again. I want to talk to you about selling online. And when I say selling, I'm talking about your home, your car, and even buying a house or a new set of wheels. There's a new kid in town, and that's buysellmakeoffer.com. The revolution has already begun, and I invite you to be a part of it. You see, get in on the ground floor because buysellmakeoffer.com never charges item fees. Can you imagine what the other guys might charge you for selling a car on their site? Let alone a house. Well, buysellmakeoffer.com doesn't do that. And you can use Skype and YouTube videos to sell your products, big or small. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com and set up your account. For as little as $7.95 per month, you can sell up to 50 items. And they'll give you the first 30 days free just to try it out. Remember, no per item fees. Join the revolution today. buysellmakeoffer.com. And tell them Pat Matthews sent you.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Are you worried about how dangerous the world has become? In these days of terrorist attacks, natural disasters, or even a future collapse, you need to be medically prepared to keep your family safe. I'm Joe Alton, MD of store.doomandbloom.net, where you'll find an entire line of uniquely designed medical kits and supplies for when help is not on the way. For everything from individual first aid kits to the ultimate family medical bag, go to store.doomandbloom.net today. That's store.doomandbloom.net. You'll be glad you did.
Serious investors and traders want to make 81% return in 60 seconds? Use the same secret algorithm professional hedge fund managers use to make billions of dollars of profits. Turn $250 into $4,903 in just 7 clicks of a mouse. Our tool is so simple that my 82-year-old grandmother can use it to make insane stock market profits. Go to BigBuckRiches.com. Watch the free video before the hedge funds make us take it down. Go to BigBuckRiches.com. From the Robert Allen System, current returns not indicative of future results.
Hey guys, Pat Matthews here to tell you about the newest and best way to sell products online. It's buysellmakeoffer.com, an enormously revolutionary way to sell your stuff online. It's time to clean out the garage, your old golf clubs, sports equipment, tools, and yes, even your car. Forget about the way the other guys have taken more than their share from you when the sales were finalized. Look, It's happened to me over and over and over. Then I found buysellmakeoffer.com. They will never charge you item fees. Just go there right now to sign up and load all your stuff to our server to sell. This is not an auction site. Sell your car, sell your home. Realtor, sign up now. Just use our resources along with Skype and videos, then add your creativity to sell your items quickly and with no fees. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com and sign up. The excitement is building. I've signed up to sell my stuff with buysellmakeoffer.com. You should too. buysellmakeoffer.com.
Before using Heart and Body Extract, my energy level was very, very low. I could only walk a few feet and then would have to sit down. I was tired and lethargic, but after taking Heart and Body Extract, my energy level has improved greatly, and I can now walk longer distances without getting tired so fast. Thank you, Heart and Body Extract.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite, a 7-herb combination made from garlic, cayenne, bilberry, hawthorn, ginkgo biloba, valerian, and milk thistle. Each herb was chosen for their abilities to help improve irregular heartbeats, chest pain, lower cholesterol, as well as normalize blood pressure and clean and strengthen arteries, plus much, much more. Doctors have taken people off of some or all of their pills just because they believe their patients got better while taking Extendovite. Get the dependability of Extendovite. Just see how you feel in 6 months. A 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid is only $69.95 plus shipping and handling. Call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Dr. Joel Wallach here. If you're a baby boomer and you're worried about the big epidemics coming, and I'm not talking about the bird flu or the swine flu, I'm talking about epidemics of Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, arthritis, cancer. That's because the 80 million baby boomers followed all the advice of doctors, and Houston, we have a problem.
See Dr. Wallach live in Little Rock, Arkansas, Saturday, May 14th, 1 p.m. Go to www.cdocinarkansas.com. That's cdocinarkansas.com.
It's no secret that pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, molds, and fungus can inflict severe damage in the human body. Fortunately, a new and vastly improved silver solution has been developed. Supernatural Silver is a revolutionary broad-spectrum antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal solution that can be used inside the body as well as on the skin. Supernatural Silver is unique and superior to colloidal and ionic silvers, using a patented technology that is highly effective against colds, flus, infections, food poisoning, and yeast, in addition to many other pathogens. Supernatural Silver is scientifically supported, extremely safe, and is the #1 choice of thousands of people for immune system support. Find out how Supernatural Silver could change your life. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code HEALTHY for 20% off. That's supernaturalsilver.com. And like us on Facebook.